In the previous video, we discussed Couldry's analysis of how reality TV leads to a more extended audience by looking at how reality TV programs come to play a role in shaping the social experiences of audience members. In this video, we want to talk about another way that we can see an example of the extended audience, and that's through the mobile audience. How the audience has moved beyond just these very specific locations. And so Couldry is interested in the mobile audience in two ways. The first of these is how the ways the audience actually goes out and visits locations related to the media. And so they take their interest in media out of their houses and go out and experience media related sites in person. And then, of course, the more conventional way we would often think of the mobile audience in using new technology to consume media in a wider variety of places. We want to start with this idea of visiting media locations. There has been a tourism industry growing up around visiting sites related to media production or through celebrations of media itself. People will go on vacations or visit places related to where a movie or a TV show was filmed. They will go all their way when they're visiting a city to go by a specific place to see where a TV show was made. Lots of movies, of course, have been shot historically in Los Angeles, so there's lots of buildings and stuff that you might recognize from a movie or TV series. Lots of TV shows, especially lower cost productions, are made in Vancouver right now, and so there's lots of buildings that you might see that would have been in the background of a show like The Flash or something, and there'll be tours that will take you around and let you see those places. And so tourism is built around the promise that you're going to see something extraordinary in comparison to the ordinary of your everyday life. Media locations are extraordinary because they differ from that distant view of these places that you are generally enjoying. You may see the same building show up in the background of a number of TV shows, but you never really understand it as an actual place just because you've seen it on the show. And getting to visit and see this building that was in the background of Smallville or something might mean something to you in a way that you wouldn't think just some random building in Vancouver or something might. They've even turned these kinds of experiences into whole locations, whole trips. There's a Little League baseball field in Iowa that's built into a cornfield, and it bills itself as inspired by and the home of the movie Field of Dreams starring Kevin Costner, and so people will go to watch a baseball game in this cornfield and relive their connections with that movie. And so traveling to those places is a big part of this. But there's other types of media locations: going to Walt Disney World, going to Universal Studios, going to a film studio itself and taking their tour, seeing a movie being made, if a movie was filming in your hometown and you walk down the street and just watch some of it being made. If you sign up to be an extra and actually participate in the making of a movie or something, that is about being part of an audience. And especially if you sign up to be an extra just because you want to see the movie stars, not because you actually want to be an actor and care about being in a movie. But so these kinds of attractions attract a more mobile audience that takes their engagement with me is extended beyond just consumption of the text itself, but to wanting to see the actual places where stuff is made. We also see a mobile audience, of course, in new media technologies. The distance between us and these big media corporations is still very large, but new media technologies are decreasing that distance. We can take our media wherever we want. We don't have to be locked into consuming it the way the media companies want us to. And of course, new media technologies allow us to make our own media more and more. Couldry does caution about some potential issues around the greater ability to produce things that these new technologies provide. The first of these is the commodification of the self, the way we're turning our selves, our lives into products to be sold. And we're more comfortable with doing that than we might have been in the past. And so, yes, the fact that you can start a YouTube channel and become famous and make a lot of money, the fact that you can become a Twitch streamer and have a career doing that is great. It definitely changes that relationship with media, but it also means that you're now a product. You're not just you anymore. You're a product that's being sold. And so audience members can become producers, but that allows for them to see the other side and engage with media in a different way. But it may or may not truly democratize the production of media. It may end up just reproducing these forms in new ways. We still draw a lot of distinction between who's in the media and who isn't. We are starting to treat YouTubers and Instagram people, Twitch streamers, as celebrities, as famous people, just the way a movie star would be. And so we may end up with a similar kind of hierarchy, even though the platforms themselves are built around this idea of it being more democratic. And so the audience is more mobile. The extended audience takes their experience of media and out into the world itself. You are able to go see the places where media is made. You're able to go to the spaces like Walt Disney World and celebrate the media you love in a lot of ways. And the audience is also mobile because of new media technologies. They're able to take their media consumption wherever they want to, and they're also taking the act of producing out of these very specific media locations into new spaces as well.